Hi everyone, how are you? You doing great? I'm fantastic. We have here a birthday book haul. You know, I did mention it, right? That at the end of the month, it was gonna be my birthday. Today, it's actually August 29th. So my birthday is in 2 days. Since I'll be busy, I decided that I was gonna film this early. All right, you guys, you excited? Oh, I can't wait to open these boxes with you guys. So, saddle up, don't go anywhere. All right, you guys, so I'm gonna put these boxes down so that I can sit down and open these boxes with you. Hello, Jambo, Karibu, welcome to my channel. My name is Chilanda and this is Library Without Borders. I'm absolutely sweating. Y'all do not know the maneuvers I had to do to set up this filming spot, okay? Had to move my plant, had to bring these boxes, had to walk with my cowgirl boots. Cowgirl boots. As I was saying, I'm excited to share this video with you because one of my favorite videos to film and to watch are book hauls. Like, I love watching book hauls because it's not an excuse to buy more books, but I love finding out, discovering either authors that I am not aware of or new books that are in my genre or category. I just love watching those videos. So it is my birthday in 2 days and I wanted to do this video prior simply because I know I'll be busy. I'm not doing anything really. We do have a family member that is turning 50 on Saturday, which is my birthday. So since I'm turning 30 an odd number, you know, it's not really that much of a big deal versus the family member who's turning 50. So we're gonna go celebrate her, and you know what, I'll do something else maybe next weekend. I also want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all of you who have helped me reach 1K. Like, what? Thank you. You know, I'm so thankful. Please, drum rolls. And let's get into unboxing. So, let's grab this big boy. Ooh, this is heavy. Now, some of you may be aware that there was a sale going on at outlet.com, and just like many of you, I took advantage of that sale. So this is one I actually bought most of these books from Outlet, and also have some books that I ordered from Amazon, and I also go on, Facebook Market, and I usually try to find those special edition books. So those are also the books that I will be sharing with you. Some of these books I won't really read the whole synopsis because y'all know that we can be here forever and for a long time. So I'm just gonna try to give you a little synopsis so you have an idea of why I picked the book, you know? First one, we have China Room, Sanjin Sahota. The quality is not too great, but it's not bad. So what is this book about? Sanjeev Sahota's writing is the stuff of miracles. Oh, let me see. This is someone praising her. Just a little synopsis. A transfixing novel about two unforgettable characters seeking to free themselves, one from the expectations of women in early 20th century Punjab, and the other from the weight of life in the contemporary Indian diaspora. There you go. I think that should be enough. So I'm gonna put it there. So next we have Emily Itami, Fault Lines. It says, for fans of Sally Rooney and Helen Fielding, a witty, sharp, and moving debut novel that explores the imbalance of a marriage, the challenges of motherhood, and retaining a sense of self as a family builds around you. That's why I picked it up, because, you know, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. Yeah, that's why I picked it up. before I continue, I forgot to tell you. So, was it last weekend? No, I think it was 2 weekends ago. My sister dropped her children so I could babysit, so she could go and watch Missy Elliott concert with Sierra and Busta Rhymes. It was great for her. So she dropped her 4 children here, which was fantastic. And what happened was that I decided to show them, the movie Frozen. We've already watched it 10 million times. We're all together. They were all sitting there. Anyway, so they're all sitting down to watch the movie. And I decided that I'm just gonna be funny mom, funny auntie, and entertain these kids by doing a little ballet move. And y'all, I kid you not, I wasn't even trying to jump, but I did something and I cracked my ankle. Until today, my foot is swollen. And when I was actually putting my cowgirl boots, it was so hard for me to close it. It's the left foot. And I was just like, oh no, you're gonna go in and I'm gonna have the look, okay? But I was reminded that my bones are not as agile as when I used to be 20. Lesson learned. Next, we have all my mother's lovers. Interesting. Just that was enough to captivate me. So let's see. Unfolding over the course of 9 days and written with enormous heart, All My Mother's Lovers is a meditation on the universality and particularity of family ties, grief, and generational divides, as well as a tender and biting portrait of sex, gender, and identity. I'm just gonna give you a little more synopsis. So it says here, after Maggie Cross's mother dies suddenly in a car crash, Maggie finds 5 sealed envelopes alongside her mother's will, each addressed to a mysterious man she's never heard of. Maggie and her mother, Iris, weren't close, especially since Maggie came out, but she never expected that they'd run out of time to work through their differences. Now in her late 20s, Maggie's finally in something resembling a serious relationship, wondering if some of whatever shaped her parents' decades-long love story might exist after all, and it's especially hard to accept that her mother will never witness it. Very interesting. We may have maybe some queer representation in this book. We'll find out later when I get to it. Next, we have The House of Deep Water by Jenny McFarlane. I like the cover. Terrible, it's clean, good quality so far. What is this book about? 3 women learn what it means to come home and to make peace with a family, love affairs, and memories they'd once left behind in this stunning and perceptive debut novel. I hope this story will be written properly because I just had a weird experience with one such story, and it was actually in my last wrap-up video, and it was also a story about family going back to their home family. And I think if you watched that previous video, I was just like, the way it was written, and I don't know, we'll see, we shall see. So I'm excited to get to this book. We have, is it Olive Grove? Y'all wouldn't say Olivie, right? It's Olive Grove. There's an A-N here, so would it be an Olive Grove in Ends? By Moses Mackenzie. So extraordinary praise for an olive grove in Ends. I guess that's what it is. An electrifying debut about a young man faced with a fraught decision. Escape a dangerous past alone or brave his old life and keep the woman he loves. Just a little synopsis. These names. Sion Hughes longs to escape the volatile Bristol neighborhood known as Ends, the tight-knit but sometimes lawless world in which he was raised, and forge a better life with Shauna, the girl he's loved since grade school. With few paths out, he is drawn into dealing drugs alongside his cousin, the unpredictable but fiercely loyal Cuba. Sion is on the cusp of making a clean break when an altercation with rival dealer turns deadly and an unexpected witness threatens blackmail, unpending his plans. Okay, interesting. Alright, this is Moses Mackenzie, if y'all are curious. Anybody ever read a book by him? It'll be my first time discovering this author, so we shall see what he's all about and discover his writing, if I vibe with it or not, you know. Next, we have this beautiful beautiful cover with the beautiful little black girl there and the rest of the other black women. And it's One Blood, a novel by Denene Milner. Let's see, what's this about? Raised by her beloved grandmother in tension-filled post-segregation Virginia, Grace is barely a teenager when she loses her mama. Shell-shocked, she is shipped up north to live with her formidably ambitious Aunt Hattie, a woman who firmly left behind her undesirable southern roots in pursuit of upward mobility, thrusts into the world of the black and social ambitious. Grace finds herself trapped in a society of stifling respectability, fancy teas, and coveted debutante balls. Feeling like a fish out of water, Grace's only place of sweet comfort is with Dale, the smart, handsome son of one of the society's grand dames. However, when Dale gets caught up in a racial police killing, he is promptly shipped off to college, and Grace, newly pregnant, is left alone. Then, in the ultimate act of betrayal, Grace is deceived by Aunt Hattie, and her brand new baby girl is given up for adoption. Woo! Sounds like it's gonna be a bit emotional, yeah? Okay. Can't wait to read this book. Next, we have My Monticello. I had this book in my cart on outlet.com for a while, and finding when they had that sale, I decided to get it. So, a young woman descended from Thomas Jefferson and Sally Hemings, driven from her neighborhood by a white militia. A university professor studying racism by conducting a secret social experiment on his own son. A single mother desperate to buy her first home even as the world hurtles toward catastrophe, each fighting to survive in America. Alright, if that does not tell you anything, then I don't know. But sounds like a book that y'all know I gravitate towards, right? Okay. Plus, it's hardcover. I love my hardcovers, yeah. So far, most of my books are hardcovers. And Mother, Daughter, Widow, Wife by Robin Wasserman. This is the cover. Interesting. So this book says, who is Wendy Doe? The woman found on a Peter Pan bus to Philadelphia. Has no money, no ID, and no memory of who she is, where she was going, what she might have done. She's assigned a name and diagnosis by the state. Dissociative fugue, a temporary amnesia that could lift at any moment or never at all. When Dr. Benjamin Strauss invites her to submit herself for experimental observation at his Meadowlark Institute for Memory Research, she feels like she has no other choice. So Strauss, Bishop student Lizzie Epstein, she's an object of fascination, a mirror of Lizzie's own desires, and an invitation to wander. Once a woman is untethered from all past and present obligations of womanhood, who is she allowed to become? Well, I will find out eventually and let you know, or maybe not. We have, let's see, a couple more books. And this is The Eternal Audience of One by Remy Ngamije. This is a cover, very interesting. So let's see. Reminiscent of the works of Zadie Smith and Tommy Orange, this gorgeous, wildly funny, and above all, profoundly moving and humane coming-of-age tale follows a young man who was forced to flee his homeland of Rwanda during the Civil War and make sense of his reality. Séraphin. Playlist maker, nerd jock hybrid, self-appointed merchant of cool, Rwandan, stifled and living in Windhoek, Namibia. Soon he will leave the confines of his family life for the cosmopolitan city of Cape Town in South Africa, where loyal friends, hormone-saturated parties, adventurous conquests, and race controversies await. More than that, his long-awaited final year of law school promises to deliver a crucial piece of the immigrant puzzle, a postgraduate degree from a prestigious university. Is it written by a Rwandese person? Let's see. Yep, he's Rwandan-born, Namibian writer and photographer. There he is. So we shall see if I vibe with his writing. Okay, next we have this beautiful cover. Illusionary. Illusion, I don't know. Interesting. The 9 Lives of Rose Napolitano. Okay. In every woman there are many stories. There are roses. Rose Napolitano is fighting with her husband, Luke, about prenatal vitamins. She promised she'd take them, but she didn't. Rose has always known that she didn't want to become a mother, and Luke promised that he'd never want children either. But now he has changed his mind. Their marriage has come down to this question: can Rose change hers as well? But then Rose has the same fight with Luke again. This time the fight goes differently, and so does Rose's life as she reimagines herself in a completely new way. And so it goes through 9 versions of Rose's future. It reminds me like the Midnight Library. Okay, so you have this opportunity to see your life in different versions. Oh, I get it. The 9 lives of Rose Napolitano shows us, as Rose chooses and chooses again, what it means to reinvent a life and become a different kind of person than we ever imagined. Okay, interesting. Then we have this lovely book. It says Yonder by Jabari Asim. I like the painting, it's pretty interesting. Let us see how he looks like. Interesting, man. This is how he looks like. So what's this book about? And where is he from? He is a multidisciplinary artist, MFA program in creative writing at Emerson College, where he's also the Emma Lewis Distinguished Fellow of Social Justice. It says The Water Dancer meets, which I enjoyed, by Ta-Nehisi Coates, meets The Prophets in the spare, gripping, and beautifully rendered novel. I have yet to read The Prophets, exploring love and friendship among a group of enslaved black strivers in the mid-19th century. Ah, I see. They call themselves the Stolen. Their owners call them captives. They are taught their captors' tongues and their beliefs, but they have a language and ritual all their own. In a world that would be I can't say this word. Okay, in a world that would be that word, if it weren't saturated in harsh truth. Cato and William meet at Placid Hall, a plantation in unspecified part of the American South. Swear to God, sometimes English just oof. So a plantation in an unspecified part of the American South, subject to the whims of their tyrannical and eccentric captor, Cannonball Green. They never know what harm may befall them. Inhumane physical toil in the plantation square by day, a beating by night, or the sale of a loved one at any moment. It's that cruel practice, the wanton destruction of love, the belief that black people aren't even capable of loving, that hurts the most. Alright, you guys, so this is gonna be heartbreaking, but y'all know that that's what I navigate towards, you know. I like those kind of books, and I can't wait to discover Meg Mitchell Moore, Summer Stage. I'm probably gonna keep this for next summer. And it's what? Amy Trevino, a former aspiring playwright, has stayed close to her Rhode Island hometown, while her famous brother Timothy Fleming pursued and achieved his Hollywood dreams. Now a high school English teacher and occasional drama director, Amy takes on the production manager role for her brother's play in an effort to mend rifting family relationships. Sam, Amy's daughter, was a Disney child star who continued her pursuit for fame in Manhattan TikTok house. Now she's returned home unexpectedly. Her sudden arrival is shrouded in secrets, and Sam refuses to open up to her mother, deciding instead to join her uncle on Block Island for the summer. Timothy, a successful and well-loved actor, is directing a summer production at a storied Block Island theater, and his famous ex-wife has the lead role. As they all work together, they are forced to grapple with their desires for recognition and fortune, stand up for what they believe art and fame actually mean, and discover what they really want out of life. Alright, summer is almost over. I mean, there's still summers like until what, 21st of September, something like that. So we'll see, but we'll see. And last 2 books here we have, why is this one so small? Listen to the Marriage by John J. Osborne. Look how small it is. I'm like holding it on one hand. Okay, this is the cover. This is the author. Okay, let's not judge a book by its cover or by its author's picture, okay?
Don't cover the judge by, don't judge the cover, judge the book. Man, don't book the cover, book. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
Let's discover what this book is all about, why I even went for it. Sandy Highland, a marriage counselor, thinks there is a 1 in 1,000 chance of saving Steve and Gretchen's marriage. Living in San Francisco with 2 children and demanding jobs, they're recently separated. Steve had an affair. Gretchen is in love with someone else. But what if, against all odds, they could make it work? Okay, damn. We'll see how he develops that whole story, but anything with marriage, kids, family, I'd like to read about that. Ooh, this is a terrible quality. Look at the way it looks. I've always been happy with most of my books that I purchase on Outload.com, but this one, might as well have gone to a thrift store, like Lottie Hubbard Stories, The Last Suspicious Holdout. The collection burns with unsaleable truth. New York Times Book Review. Okay, this is a lady. Anyone heard of her? Anyone know her or have read books by her? The critically acclaimed author of The Rib King returns with an eagerly anticipated collection of interlocking short stories, including the title story written exclusively for this volume, that explores relationship between friends, family, and strangers in a black neighborhood, often over 15 years. All right, we shall see. Okay, that's empty. So next we have this other big. I know there's a whole technique to open this, but I am failing miserably, absolutely miserably. Some pretty colors, right? Look at that. So first we have Aria Nazanine Hozar. This is a sort of a chunky book and heavy. I thought this was sounded more like an African name, but there's the author. Was born in Tehran, Iran, and she lives in British Columbia. In Canada. Oh yeah, she's Canadian. So, an extraordinary cinematic saga of rags to riches to revolution that follows an orphan girl coming of age in Iran at a time of dramatic upheaval. Okay, not gonna read more, but y'all got the gist of this book. Next we have Half Blown Rose by Lisa Cross Smith. So let's see. An irresistible story of a woman remaking her life after her husband's deception leads to a year of travel, art, and passion in Paris, from the award-winning author of This Close to Okay. Okay, interesting, right? I like the cover, but it's a bit dumb. It's fine. Next, we have Everything Is Not Enough by Lola Akinmade Ackerstrom. From Lola Akinmade Ackerstrom, the internationally best-selling author of In Every Marriage She's Black, which I have yet to read, I will read, comes her highly anticipated second novel, which follows the lives of 3 black women as they fight their own personal struggles in one of the most egalitarian of societies, Sweden. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to get to these books. I need to get to this book. This one I want to read it. So, I know I have the first book. I have it. That's why I actually bought this one. This is book 2 of the Blood Gift. Yeah, I do have the first one. So it's N.E. Davenport, The Blood Gift. The first one is, The Blood Trials. I have it, but I haven't read it yet. There's the lady. Pretty. Alright, I'm not gonna read the synopsis because, you have to know what happens in the first one, but when it's time, when I get to them, I'll read the synopsis when I'm ready to read them. So next we have Hungry Ghosts. I feel like I already ordered this book. But Hungry Ghosts by Kevin Jared Hossein. This is the cover. I'll need to check my library to make sure I didn't order this twice. And here's the author. And this book says, from an unforgettable new voice in Caribbean literature, a sweeping story of 2 families colliding in 1940s Trinidad, and a chilling mystery that shows how interconnected their lives truly are. So let me just read you a little bit more. Trinidad in the 1940s, nearing the end of American occupation and British colonialism. On a hill overlooking Bell Village sits the Changur farm, where Dalton and Marley Changur live in luxury unrecognizable to those who reside in the farm's shadow. Down below is the Barak, a ramshackle building of wood and tin divided into rooms occupied by whole families. Among these families are the Sarups, Hans, Shweta, and their son Krishna, all three born of the Baraks. Theirs are hard lives of backbreaking work, grinding poverty, devotion to faith, and a battle against nature and social structure designed to keep them where they are. Interesting. So I know there's been a lot of mixing between Indians and Trinidadian, but anyways, we shall discover what this book is about eventually. The Patient is a Subtle Thief by Abishola Ayodeji. I bet she's Nigerian. She get caught. She remembered that she had long been acquainted with uncertainty. One day we will meet again, her mother had said in her letter, but her mother had not come for her. Her father gave no explanation, and she could no longer wait. For her mother's words to stand, she would have to make them true. Okay, there she is. There's the author. Then we have Sebastian Berry, A Thousand Moons. Here's the cover. Winona Cole, an orphan child of the Lakota Indians, finds herself growing up in an unconventional household on a farm in West Tennessee. Raised by her adoptive parents, John Cole and Thomas McNulty, whose story Sebastian Berry told in the acclaimed previous novel Days Without End, she forges her life for herself beyond the violence and dispossession of her past. Tennessee is a state still riven by the bitter legacy of the Civil War, and the fragile harmony of her family is soon threatened by a further traumatic event, one that Winona struggles to confront, let alone understand. Then we have Things Pastelling. My girlhood is like a story one hears at night when the work is done while the children sleep, with embers glowing on the hearth, the only source of light. It don't sound exactly real, and if I heard the story told, I would think it belonged to someone else. A story about a girl from some faraway place, not me. A girl whose name means little bird. That's what the back says. Then we have Dazzling, Shikodili Emelumadu. I like the cover. Pretty interesting. What's this book about? A vibrant, immersive read that takes the reader on a dizzying journey through Nigerian mythology. What genre is this? Treasure and her mother lost everything when Treasure's father died. Haggling for scraps in the market, Treasure meets a man who promises to change their fortune, but his feet are hovering just a few inches above the ground. He's a spirit, and he promises to bring Treasure's beloved father back to life if she'll do one terrible thing for him first. Interesting. Okay, next it is The Furrows, Namwali Serpel. Let's see. I don't want to tell you what happened. I want to tell you how it felt. Cassandra Williams, C or C for short, is 12. Her little brother Wayne is 7. One day when they're alone together, there is an accident and Wayne is lost forever. His body never recovered. I'm triggered. I'm already triggered. The boy's disappearance leaves the family with doubt. Their father moves away and starts another family elsewhere, but their mother can't give up hope and launches an organization dedicated to missing children. She's the author of The Old Drift, which I also want to read, but this is her here, and she was born in Lusaka. Kane Prize African Writing. Was born in Lusaka and lives in New York. Interesting, but yeah, she's African, so I had to pick her book. A Trail of Crab Tracks, Patrice Ganeng. Now this book feels like it's heavy, and the writing is so small. You'll see this? Oh Jesus, it's fiction. So what is this book about? For the first time, Nidhab flies across the world to visit his son Tanu in the United States. After countless staticky phone calls, he has agreed to leave Bangwa, the town in western Cameroon, where he has always lived, where he became a doctor and, despite himself, a rebel, where he fell in love, and where his children were born. When illness extends his stay, his son finds an opportunity to unravel the history of the mysterious man who raised him, following the trail of tracks to discover the truth of his father and his country. Alright, it was set in Cameroon, so had to pick it up. And The God of Good Locks. I know this book was popular, I think if not last year, 2 years ago, and I know Cozy Comfia did a whole vlog on this book, and I think she also interviewed the author, so I'm excited to get to it. But yeah, The God of Good Locks by Brianne. Okay, we have, let me get this one from Amazon. Oh yes, the second book in the whole Lost Saints Lazare family saga. Y'all know I raved about the, Necessary Sins by Elizabeth Bell. I can't wait to read the second book. Oh my god! Yes, it's Lost Saints by Elizabeth Bell. It's the second book, after Necessary Sins. I don't know what else to tell you without giving it up. I can't tell y'all gotta read the first one, because right here the back is about to spoil it, so can't read it. The Fall of the Congo Arabs. Y'all know I saw Congo, I picked it up. Arabs. So it says here, a first-person account of the 2-year-long combined European military campaign in Central Africa aimed at removing the Arab Muslim slave trading empire and potential Khalifa that was developing in that region. The author, British military veteran, served as an important commander of the European-led forces bolstered by local recruits and played a significant role in the ultimate defeat of the slave trading forces. The Arab slave traders, under the overall command of Sefou, the son of the infamous Tepu Tip, nearly overran all of Central Africa before being turned back towards their jumping off point, the island of Zanzibar on Africa's east coast. This dramatic turn of events, as narrated in Hende's book, saw intense fighting rage up and down the Congo River and its tributaries. Victory was ultimately to go to the Belgian force public, led by Francis Danes. This first-hand account tells the course of the war and Hende's personal observation of the Congo, its people, and the Arab slave trade in general. Yo, I just want to know about my Congolese people, what they did during that time, you know what I mean? So that's why I picked this book up. This book is so pretty, y'all. Look at the edges. Look at it. It's so pretty. Look. Right? Oh, look at that. Very, very nice. But I am so disappointed in this book, y'all. I was looking forward, not because the second book was spectacular. I mean, I reviewed that book, I believe last year, sometime, I think in June or something, last summer. And I was over the story in the second book. I wanted it to be over, but then, I heard that there was gonna be a third installment. Just like everyone, I was looking forward to reading this so I could close off the series. But now, after watching many booktubers review this book and say how disappointed they were, how the story, how apparently there's more characters being introduced, and just a lot of things that people didn't like, and everybody kept saying that it felt rushed. I'm not sure that I want to read it. I mean, it's pretty, but I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Oh, yeah, I have something here. I'm actually gonna use this today. I had ordered this picnic blanket for outside when I go out with the kids to read, so that's good. And also, oh yeah, my makeup stuff. All right, so that's done. I have this book that I ordered. It's The N-Word, The Strange Career of Troublesome Word by Randall Kennedy. Yep, we're gonna discover the origin and the development of this word and its influence among the black race and all that stuff. So let's see. How has the N-word as a performative slur changed, if at all, over the past 20 years? Has its vaunted proscription and the use of the euphemism the N-word rendered it as taboo, as many believe it to be? Or does, I can't say it, does N continue to be part of the loud soundtrack of the worst instances of racial aggression in American life? Assaults, murders, arson, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and workplace harassment. What have been the onerous consequences of the injudicious policing of the word? Why should nigger not be banned outright? Alright, there you have it. Let's see what this book is. Pretty light. It's like, maybe there's just one book. They couldn't put it in those two boxes. Just one book. Okay. Chrissy Woodson Harvey, The Summer of Songbirds. There you go. 30 years ago, in the wake of personal tragedy, June Moore bought Camp Holly Springs and turned it into a summer haven for girls. But now she's in danger of losing the place she has sacrificed everything for and begins to realize how much she has used the camp to avoid difficulties in her private life. So it says here, 4 women come together to save the summer camp that changed their lives and rediscover themselves in this moving new novel from the New York best-selling author of The Wedding Veil and the Peachtree Bluff series. I haven't read this author, but I mean, it was summery and it was meant to read during summer, but then I wanted to have this book haul, so I had to wait for my birthday, so it's a whole thing, right? Almost done, y'all, almost done. Y'all should call me Butcher of Boxes. Absolutely befitting. Filthy Rich Faye. This is random. Is it because of the special edges? It's nice. You can see the rose here. Kate Holloway knows the unspoken rule of New Orleans. Avoid the powerful Gage crime family at all costs. Of course, that was before her brother got caught in their chaos. Now, Kate, with a C, has no choice but to confront the dark and forbidding prince of New Orleans himself and beg for her brother's life. Okay. Filthy Rich Faye by Geneva Lee. Alright. Well, this is, I guess, my fantasy book. Yeah, these are, I guess, I know I got these because of the special edges. Okay. So, Trisha Levenseller, The Darkness Within Us. Yeah. Check the cover. Very pretty. Edges. Look at that. You have a map. Ooh, it's pretty. The rose gold foil. Pretty. What's this story about? Apart from the edges, what I get this book for? Are you all right, Your Grace? What a question. I had my perfect life, and now some man-child has come to take it away. How can he exist? He can't exist. I specifically chose the Duke because he had no children, no cousin, no one to pass the estate on to. Yet, here is someone claiming otherwise. This can be right. This can be it. I killed for this. I've earned it. Finding some measure of calm, I say I will be. That's what it is. So my fantasy pile here. And then Sankofa, Chibundu Onuzo. You can tell. I mean, this is from Amazon. Why is it not looking pretty and new? It's old. So it was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick. So after years of being a daughter, a wife, and a mother, Anna finally has the time to wonder who she really is. But the only person who can tell her her mother, the only parent who raised her, is dead. Searching through her mother's belongings one day, Anna uncovers a few clues about her father, whom she never knew. student diaries chronicle his involvement in radical politics in 1970s London, involvement that eventually led him to return to Africa, where he became the president, some would say dictator, of a small nation in West Africa, and he's still alive. Okay, fiction literature. We have another pretty book here by her again, The Shadows Between Us, Trisha Levenseler. So is this the same series? Is this like book 1, book 2? Maybe it's part of the same series. I do have this book by her, and I just showed you guys this book. So I have 3 books by her, and I have to read. I have to read. I mean, I literally, it's for the edges, you know? It's for the special edition and all that good stuff. And I'm so happy, like regular books are not getting these edges, so really cute. We have one more box and we done. So this is Jennifer L. Armentrout, Obsidian. Look at the way look at the cover. What's going on here? Like, my books have always been in great shape. What's going on? Jeez. Beautiful face, beautiful body. Horrible attitude. It was the holy trinity of hot boys. This sounds so not up my alley, but let's just say it was a cover buy. Starting over sucks. When we moved to West Virginia right before my senior year, I pretty much resigned myself to thick accents, dodgy internet access, and a whole lot of boring, until I spotted my hot neighbor with his looming height and eerie green eyes. Things were looking up, and then he opened his mouth. All right. Okay. And then we have this book. It was actually, I purchased it on Facebook Market. I loved the cover, first of all. The edges, right? And she even gave a card. Here they are. Very pretty, very cute. Cup of coffee there. This is the end. There you go. Very nice. There they are. Very cute. I love the cover. Yen pages, all of that stuff. So it's by Sophie Kim, The God and the Gamilo. Kim Hani, the once terrible Gamiho, known as the Scarlet Fox, spends her days working at a cafe and trying not to let a certain customer irk her. Sioga, a trickster god exiled from the heavens, spends his days hunting demons, bidding for his lost home and irking a particular Gamiho. Interesting. Okay. And then we have this box that I also purchased on Facebook Market. Still very much in a plastic. It's of Jade and Dragons by Ember Chan. To seek revenge, she needs to stay alive. Okay. Interesting. Alright, it's cute. Yo, I mean, should I remove it in plastic? It's mine now. Oh, very cute. The dragon, very representative of China. Chan. Yeah, she's Singaporean, from Singapore in Chinese. There she is, the author. Yep, there you go. We have To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, Molly X Chan. There you go. Let's see the interior. Ooh, very pretty. I love the colors, they're popping. Oh, very nice. Got a couple of books from China here. Very cute. There you go. With hauntingly poetic prose, Molly X Chang spins it out the intersection of science fiction, fantasy, and the very real devastation that colonialism brings down on colonized people. Interesting. Definitely up my alley. Okay, y'all. That's it. That is not my last book haul of the year, but hopefully my biggest one of the year. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for always showing up, for watching my content, and I hope to see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. All right? Ciao. Happy birthday to me.